What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're going to go over a couple of different things. A couple items that we got from More Perfect Union. The FTC ruled in favor of workers, and there are new overtime rules that are also in place by the Department of Labor that are also going to be helping a large number of workers. We also want to touch base with our brothers and sisters from IBEW 46's Limited Energy Unit and see how their strike is going. They put out an update, and I want to check it out along with you guys so that we can stay up to date with what's going on and try to send them some solidarity from our own areas. All right, so let's catch our update, and then we'll jump into those articles.
Attention Limited Energy family. Your negotiating team met with NECA April 19th. Unfortunately, we had no movement. Our next meeting is Tuesday, April 23rd. If you are not working on a PLA or CWA job and have not been through training, report down to the hall April 25th at 1 p.m. for strike training and to be dispatched out to a picket location. We're all in this together. Join your brothers and sisters on the line after training. Solidarity forever.
Solidarity forever. Heck yeah. Good luck to our brothers and sisters at IBEW 46. I hope your strike ends with the results that you want and an agreement that you guys can vote for. All right, so let's check out the Department of Labor and the ruling that they issued. And this again is why politics matter, and you have to look at things logically and not vote with your emotions, but vote logically. So here we go. Department of Labor just gave millions of workers overtime pay. If you make under $58,656, you will soon be entitled to overtime. This is from today by Paul Blessed of More Perfect Union. I suggest y'all check that website out. They always have some really good information regarding labor. Millions of U.S. workers are newly eligible to be paid time and a half for working overtime under a rule finalized today by the Biden administration. The Department of Labor's new rule expands the threshold for mandatory overtime to all salaried workers making up to $58,656 per year who work more than 40 hours a week. Under the previous rule, employers were only required to pay overtime to certain workers making up to $35,568, well below the median U.S. salary. I am in a union. If you are in a union, your contract is negotiated and there is an agreement that is made regarding overtime pay. This is regarding what the law was, what the rule was, according to the Department of Labor. Remember, we work under a collective bargaining agreement. It's why we have a better deal than most workers, is because we negotiate collectively. This is a lesson in working 101. When you negotiate collectively, you come out better on the other end than if you negotiate by yourself, for yourself. Everybody else gets screwed in that process. The updated threshold proposed last year will expand overtime eligibility to more than 3.5 million more workers, effective July 1st, 2024. That's in a couple months. The salary threshold will increase to $43,888 and gain to $58,656 on January 1st of 25. The rule also requires that salary thresholds be automatically updated every 3 years based on up-to-date wage data. The updated rule also eliminates a loophole by covering managers and supervisors. Under the previous standard, employers could avoid paying overtime wages by giving lower-level workers fraudulent supervisor titles like carpet shampoo manager or lead shower door installer. A study released by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that companies used this tactic to avoid $4 billion in overtime payments. These are not honorable outfits. They cheat, they lie, they do everything that society blames poor people for. The wealthy are the ones doing it. And that's why they blame the poor, because you point and you go, hey, look over there, they're doing crime. And hopefully you get folks to look away from you while you're doing the real crime, which is wage theft. That's the real crime. And it's the one that we don't even talk about. But it's the biggest form of criminal activity in the country, wage theft. Today's changes will face fierce opposition from groups like the National Federation of Independent Business and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which both submitted comments in opposition, of course. The Biden administration is attempting to reverse a decades-long shift away from overtime protections. As recently as 1975, more than 60% of the American workforce was eligible for time and a half. As of 2022, that number was down to around 13%. This rule will restore the promise to workers that if you work more than 40 hours in a week, you should be paid more for that time, Acting Labor Secretary Julie Su said in a statement. Too often, lower paid salaried workers are doing the same job as their hourly counterparts, but are spending more time away from their families for no additional pay. This is unacceptable. I agree. And this is just one more example where, you may not like Biden, and Lord knows I have my problems with the Biden administration, but the way they have governed with regard to working people, I can't complain about that. It would be disingenuous. It would be a lie for me to tell you that he's been bad for working folks. He hasn't. He's been great for working folks. His administration has been good for unions. They need to go further, but they're doing a lot of good things. The NLRB is doing good things. Here's the next article that I wanted to bring you real quick. The FTC just banned non-compete agreements. Now, for you guys who don't know, 1 in 5 workers are stuck under non-compete agreements. These are agreements that you sign when you get hired that state you won't be doing that job in direct competition with the folks that you're currently working for. So you can't seek a better deal somewhere. You're kind of stuck. So let's check out what they did. The Federal Trade Commission voted Tuesday to ban new non-compete agreements for all workers, make existing non-competes null and void for everyone except senior executives. These agreements are used to restrict 30 million American workers from changing jobs or starting their own businesses due to claims that they could use trade secrets in their new roles. Non-compete agreements can restrict job mobility based on geographic area, i.e., a doctor joining a new practice within 50 miles of the old one, or a time period after leaving the position, anywhere between several months to more than a year. They have been banned in multiple states in the past few years, but the FTC has issued a uniform ban that will cover hundreds of millions of workers following a 180-day period for for-profit companies to enter into compliance. More than 26,000 comments were submitted on the rule. More than 25,000 of those 26,000 supported a non-compete ban. The FTC estimated that the new rule will increase workers' wages by up to $488 billion over 10 years. That would mean a $524 increase in annual wages for the average worker. The FTC also estimated that the rule would lead to more than 8,500 new businesses per year. Right now, workers are stuck in place because of these non-competes, FTC Chair Lena Khan told More Perfect Union in an interview about the rule. So even if they get a better job opportunity with higher wages, with better benefits, they can't actually switch jobs, which is bad for those workers. It's also bad for other workers who won't have the opportunities that are not being created because of these non-competes. These are good things that are being done by the Biden administration. I think it's right and fair to acknowledge that. So for all the problems that I have, I ain't got one complaint about how he's been for labor. He's been good. And that's reason enough to get out of your seat and push the lever. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember that the fight is not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. Let's go. Peace.